Welcome to Football League tonight. The Sky Bet Football League fought the not-so-festive weather today, but plenty of action did survive, and we'll have all of it for you over the next 90 minutes in the company of Michael Bridges and Clinton Morrison.
There were some Boxing Day belters today. We have new leaders in the Championship and in League One, and even some unwanted wildlife. There was quite literally a fox in the box this afternoon.
Before that, though, Hull and Burnley, two of the sides involved at the sharp end of the Sky Bet Championship, trying to match the ferocious pace set by Christmas leaders Middlesbrough, but both have stumbled slightly in December. The reactions from their managers couldn't have been more different.
Yeah, Sean Dyche insists that Burnley are on track despite one win now in 7 and wants his side to play with freedom and with a smile on their face, while Steve Bruce has expressed frustration and questioned his side's mental strength after too many defeats to so-called lesser teams. Well, defeat for either today could be very costly in the race for promotion. Paul Walker was our commentator at the KC this afternoon.
Maguire, not for the first time, has to hold off Andre Gray to make sure that ball goes behind safely. But at some point this afternoon, he will get a chance. Question is, will he take it? More often than not, he usually does. McGregor's kick. Hernandez. Now Diame, striking chance! Really good hit from Mo Diame. And Tom Heaton was stretched there. Knew exactly what he wanted to do when he got this. Gets the ball out of his feet, looks to bend it for the far corner. Robertson. Well read. And given away. And now it's Hernandez. Diame might fancy another crack here and does. Well, it's more of a routine save on this occasion for Tom Heaton. But Diame has been positive, obviously determined to take his opportunity in the starting 11. Heaton comfortable. Myler. Hernandez. Robertson trying to tiptoe his way through. Klukas carries it on and wins the corner. Klukas driving at that Burnley defence, and that's what the fans want to see more of. Held in by Klukas. Maguire! Heaton, really good palms to get that ball over the crossbar. Gets up really well here, Harry Maguire, up above Duff, and Heaton able to tip it over the crossbar. Marnie. Lowton up from right back. Barton, that's a good ball. Chance to cross here. Odebajo behind it. Good header out. Collected, though, by Ben Mee. And Arfield's beaten to it. Drops kindly for Barton! And McGregor has his palms warmed at last. Breaks kindly for him. And he catches this really sweet on the left foot. And McGregor. This was travelling from Joey Barton. And well held. Robertson. Hernandez will get goal side of Duff for a short while at least. Klukas in support now. Myler making his way into the box also. There are 3 shirts in there waiting for the ball to come in, and Hernandez first to meet it. Might have been better had he have left that for Diame, or at least El Mohammadi, who was on the far side of the box. Always going to be difficult to try and hit the target from there. Burnley trying to be solid and potentially looking to hit Hull on the counter-attack. Maguire. There's that crossfield ball again. Klukas takes it down nicely. Up against Lowton, gets the break of the ball, stands up the cross, man over, it's Livermore! Oh, it's a wonderful strike from Jake Livermore. Kept his eyes on the ball and smashes it beyond Tom Heaton. Hull City land the first blow on Boxing Day. It's a peach from the skipper. Clucas stands up the cross. Livermore lashes one into the corner. And Hull have the lead. 56 minutes in. Hull City 1, Burnley 0. Beautifully weighted cross from Clucas. And that's a terrific strike from Jake Livermore. Gets his head over the ball, keeps it low. And Heaton absolutely helpless. Barton. And now Ben Mee. Keane. Vokes gets ahead to the ball. Well, that could have gone anywhere from Curtis Davis. Picked up here by Marnie, and now Lowton. Through the legs of Robertson. Marnie trying to get clear. In it goes, Maguire behind it, Gray! It's the big chance he's been waiting for. Usually, he'd break the net with those. He hasn't done this time. Oh, it sits up perfectly for him. He's lashed it wide of the goal. He usually gobbles these up, Andre Gray. Oh, that's a big miss. Sean Dyche knows it. Duff. Flicked on by Arfield. Brought down by Odebaggio with absolute ease, and he's found Diame, and suddenly gaps are appearing, and Hernandez is off after this. Heaton thought about going for it, decided against it. Clucas in the middle as well. It's Hernandez! Oh, it's an absolute beauty! What a finish that is! And the Tigers have well and truly got their teeth into this one. Oh, it's a peach. The first one was, and the second one was too. Diame plays it forward. Hernandez has a lot of work to do here. Clucas was screaming for it in the middle. Cuts on the inside of Duff and bends it into the far corner. Hull surely have wrapped this one up on Boxing Day now. Lovely finish from Abel Hernandez as he moves into double figures for the season. Hull City 2, Burnley 0. Two lovely strikes. Now here's Hennings on the turn. Well, first opportunity for the German. Seems coming on from the bench. Nice control. Actually not far wide. Shake of the head from Andre Gray. Not his day at all. Hernandez still playing the game like it's the first minute. Chasing everything down. There was a fear that he would be lost in the summer following their relegation from the Premier League, but Steve Bruce has managed to keep him. But for how long? The January transfer window's coming. The likes of Tom Huddleston has been linked with a move away. David Myler, one or two others. That could be crucial, really, if Hull are to get promoted this season, whether those stick around. This is Hennings. And now Taylor. Well, we've seen him score some beauties in his career. Wide of McGregor's right-hand post in the end. Eyes on the ball. A couple of yards wide. Odebaggio. Oh, this is Clucas. Hayden wants it. Hayden gets it. Snodgrass in the middle, and Myler coming in. He's done well, Myler, from a tight angle. Here's Robertson. He's been urged to shoot, tiptoeing his way through. Now Snodgrass, they're queuing up in the middle. Get to the ball! Snodgrass again. What can he do with it? Well, he's pulled it back. And Clucas! That puts the seal on it. Merry Christmas, Hull City. That really has put Burnley to the sword. They were on the ropes anyway. Now they're flat on their backs on the canvas. Sam Clucas with the third. Makes it Hull City 3, Burnley 0. Snodgrass the provider, and Clucas steers it home at the front post. Was never really in doubt. And now they have the advantage of a 3-goal cushion. And that definitely is game over. Huddleston, straight down the middle, might be time for another one. Here's El Mohammadi. Can he make it 4? Maybe Clucas can! Oh, just wide! What a finish that would have been. He's just made it 3 and almost made it 4.
Steve, is that the best present you've had this Christmas?
Well, I mean, it's more like us. We played well today, and we needed to. We were disappointed. We let ourselves down last week in particular. So I think the sign of a good team is to respond. And we've had a little blip of late, if that's what you want to call it, but we responded in the right way, and it was more like ourselves.
You mustn't forget, Hull are there for a reason. You know, they've only been beaten once at home this season. So, of course, we didn't come here thinking it's a walk in the park. We know Steve and his team. But beyond that, we came here feeling good about ourselves, you know, after a really big victory and a strong victory last week. So, you know, we go again. We'll get ready on Monday, and we'll be clear-minded, ready to go again back at turf. And, you know, we out the top 6, I think we've played 4 away from home, and we can't play ourselves, of course. So they'll have to come back to turf. I've mentioned over the last couple of weeks, it's a tough run on paper, this. But we still want to take points, particularly on the road.
What did you get for Christmas? I'm interested. Anything good? New socks?
Yeah, same old nonsense that everybody gets. When you get to my age, you get socks and big underpants, unfortunately.
Nothing wrong with a pair of big pants, Steve. I'm not sure it's age-specific as a gift either. Fantastic result, though, for Hull. Burnley had actually won their last 5 trips to the KC, which shows what another impressive result that was. Michael Bridges, you spent 3 years, 2006 to 9, playing for Hull City. 2 great goals to look at again. One of them scored by Livermore, who his manager, Bruce, there said was phenomenal today. He said he was ferocious.
He was. It was a captain's performance. I mean, Livermore in there with Myler in the midfield dominated it, and then you had the Army who was counter-attacking and going and leading the attack. So they had the 3 in midfield dominating Barton and Marnie for Burnley, and that was the difference between the 2 teams, and obviously the 3 goals did help and kick-started Hull. Well,
the third one came late. The first 2 especially, we enjoyed a lot when we were watching this afternoon.
Absolutely tremendous. And what I love about this one here, Livermore, the captain, getting this goal, the technique and the ability to watch the ball drop over Joey Barton's head here, it's not easy because you take your eye off it. I've been in this situation many times before. You try and keep your head down and he connected, and the technique was brilliant. But here, Hernandez is getting his 10th of the season. This is brilliant. This was like Mahrez, if you remember, against Chelsea, against Chelsea for Leicester. What you do, he's dropped his shoulder and he's trying to use the defender to blindside, I'll call it, the goalkeeper. And what it does, that gives you that extra half a second. As the ball leaves your foot, the goalkeeper sees it a bit later. And that was an absolutely top-class finish by a top-class player. And he's obviously the leading goal scorer for Hull so far.
Sean Dyche mentioned Hull's impressive home form. That's been key, hasn't it? Because they only won 5 in their relegated season in the Premier League, already up to 9 for this campaign. Steve Bruce has got that right.
They certainly have. And the KC, if you can get it at Fortress, they've done it before. They've got promoted under Phil Brown. And that's what it was. 9 wins out of 12 games this season. You can just see they've bounced back from what he was saying. I like what Bruce had to say there. You could see he was happy with the home performance, and that is a massive, massive win today because that gives them a bit of a leapfrog.
Word on Burnley, they spent a lot of money on a man, their leading scorer, Andre Gray, who they hope is the man to take them into the Premier League. Not his day would be an understatement.
Certainly wasn't. And this chance here, I mean, it hasn't been happening for him. He's only scored 1 goal in the last 6 matches. 1-0. This is where you look for your main leading striker in the league to get the goal. And what you find, yet again, he's actually hurting himself. Instead of using the composure, he's snatching at chances. And as a striker, we all know, I mean, you can see the frustration on his face. That's frustration at himself. That's not at the team, that's not the manager. He's scratching his head thinking, when is it going to happen? When am I going to get a break? And you need things to start coming for you. Yes, the chances will keep coming. Once he starts finding his feet again, I think we've got a hell of a player, but at the minute, there's nothing worse when it's not happening.
Well, he's still the leading scorer, but only 1 goal in December, only 1 goal as well away from home. We have the rest of the top 6 for you in a couple of minutes' time, plus the latest on Fulham's search for a new manager. We'll be right back.
If you can stay strong, even when you've been stitched up, At Currys PC World, the UK's biggest electrical sale is now on, with some of our lowest ever prices. Like these LG TVs with full HD. Enjoy the big picture at a brilliant price from just $269. This DC55 Total Clean is Dyson's best performing UK vacuum cleaner for an amazing $279. This wireless HP all-in-one is great value. Print, scan, copy and fax for £49. Big deals, big brands, big choice at Currys PC World.
Travel deals on the internet. There are so many. How do you make the right choice? How do you get the offer you really want? It's a pain. You don't need another travel site. You need a travel tool. Kayak searches hundreds of sites without trying to sell you anything, so you can decide what's best for you. Stop searching, start finding on kayak.co.uk.
The day is done. We play tonight. When the tables turn and the moment is right. We live and we learn. We know that it's real. The sound of the drum, the spin of the wheel. We're the ones who wait, the ones who call, the gathering storm, the rise and fall. Tonight we ride. This is our day. Tonight we're live. Tonight we play.
We live in a world once dreamed of, where science fiction is becoming science fact, where the extraordinary is the new everyday, where the future is in your hands. And with our new vaping technology, we're helping to light the way, improving performance for a life more vivid.
There is no continent existing where I have not witnessed a ball being kicked, hit, caught, or thrown. It's like I'm standing right there on the sidelines, watching.
I am a member of the world's favorite online sports betting company.
And I gamble responsibly at Bet365.
At Currys PC World, the UK's biggest electrical sale is now on. Get this Acer with an Intel Core i3 processor, 8 gig of memory and a huge 2TB hard drive, all for an incredible $349. And this Acer desktop for $399 has an Intel Core i5 processor and 3TB of storage. Add a 24-inch HD monitor for an extra £100. Get Windows 10 on both. Big deals, big brands, big choice at Currys PC World.
With our new vaping technology, we're helping to light the way, improving performance for a life more vivid.
Tonight we ride. This is our day. Tonight we're live. Tonight we play.
Sunday on Channel 5.
Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. I work out. I'm sexy and I know it.
Out on the bull, the boys with the biggest baubles are back. World's Strongest Man 2015. Starts Sunday at 7 on Channel 5.
Hello, welcome back to Football League Tonight, where we've already seen Hull's big win over Burnley in the race for the top of the Sky Bet Championship. Middlesbrough's game with Blackburn was postponed today, but second-place Derby were at Fulham, who still haven't replaced Kit Symons, and he was relieved of his duties on November the 8th.
So, since then, Steve Bruce, Nigel Pearson, Steve Clarke, Gary Rowett and Mark Warburton have all been heavily linked with the post at one point or another. And now, former Watford manager Slavisa Jokanovic has emerged as the latest favourite for the job. Stuart Gray, though, remained in charge this afternoon.
If a week's a long time in football, what does that make 7? That's how long it's been since Kit Symons left Fulham. Winless under caretaker Stuart Gray, a trip to title chasers Derby hardly ideal, and Tom Ince looked in the mood. Fulham, one of just 2 teams to have scored more goals than Derby this season, though the Derby strike force needs few favours. The Rams make their own luck. A rampant Johnny Russell made inroads. The Fulham fall guy, Emerson Heinemann, off Tim Ream. The opening goal, an own goal. But Fulham far from outplayed, and any team with Ross McCormack in it always has its moments. His shooting sight's not quite calibrated this time. And the goal that sealed the deal 6 minutes from time was well worth the wait. Passing, movement and precision. Jacob Butterfield finishing off a terrific team goal. A fitting way to take the Rams back to the top. There was nearly another right on the final whistle. Butterfield again involved. Add some artistry into the mix. And an explosive Darren Bent shot. The bar denying Derby a third. Pole position for those charging Rams.
Well, that's the objective, to get up in the automatic positions. You know, so far, you know, we've done well. It was a slow start, August, but we've put together a terrific run of results from September till now. But there's, you know, such a long way to go, but we're moving in the right direction.
Brentford are highlighting the benefits of making a decisive change at the top. And although Dean Smith has been in charge less than a month, he's already making his presence felt, even if this effort from Sergi Canos didn't quite hit the spot. Brighton came to West London looking to bounce back from their first league defeat of the season, and their best chance might have fallen to Beram Kayal. But he chose to pass rather than shoot, and Jamie Murphy might also reflect it wasn't the best decision. Alan Judge was more direct with his approach and certainly didn't need a second invitation to shoot, but his biggest problem was trying to find a way past David Stockdale. Judge has been in sparkling form for the Bees this season with 10 goals, but he also makes a few as well and set up James Tarkowski, who also found Stockdale too good. The Seagulls had drawn their previous 5 on their travels, and their latest point away from home owed so much to Stockdale and his heroics, again denying Judge. There was still time for one more throw of the Brentford dice, Tarkowski this time the creator, but even though the chance fell to someone else, the outcome remained the same. Philip Hoffman and his teammates left to rue what might have been.
I thought we made a really good team look average today. Such was the intensity of our play and the application attitude of the players, and you know, on a windy day I thought we played some really good stuff and you know, deserved to win really.
Well, those results mean that Derby go to the top of the Championship table. We'll bring you the full table very shortly, but we're going to concentrate on the race for the playoff places now, because Clinton Morrison joins us. We'll find out how your Exeter side got on a little bit later on, but 2 of your old clubs, Sheffield Wednesday and Birmingham, were in action today, just outside the playoff places at the start of play. Ideally for you, you'd like to see them both get in, wouldn't you?
Yeah, 2 big clubs who I enjoyed playing my time there in football, great fans and great managers when I was there, so yeah, I'd like both teams to get promoted this season.
All right, well, let's see how they got on, because, Michael, you were watching.
Yeah, it was, and I mean, it was a game dominated by Sheffield Wednesday today. And what I like about the play, they were composed when they had possession, they were very patient in their own half in the build-up, and when they had to turn it on and change it in the final third, they had to change a gear. But the difference between the 2 teams, you're going to see here, Sheffield Wednesday defending for their lives, putting their bodies on the line there. In comparison, we're going to see Birmingham. Now, for me, it was a shambles. Absolute shambles at the back. Gary Rowett will be going absolutely spare. The first goal you're going to see here from Forestieri, anybody would like to score this off the chest. It's one of them goal-mouth scrambles that we all love. The fans love them. It bounces up. You know nothing about it. But he got on the end of it, and that's the luck. That's what happens when you're dominating a game, and that's what happened with Sheffield Wednesday. They really did that. The second goal, again,
an absolute... It happens twice. First time you can blame bad luck. Second mistake, you have to start looking at yourself.
I'd be quizzing the defenders and say, what have you guys been doing on Christmas Day? Because, again, that was a massive calamity. That let Lee go through clean on goal, and what did he do? He put it away. But the man of the moment here, Forestieri, again, he only had one thing on his mind when he got it, and this, for me, is the standout goal and good enough to win any game. He brought it down, back onto his right foot, bent it in the top corner we've seen there, and for me, it was good enough. But the overall standings, when you look at the whole picture, Sheffield Wednesday dominated this. 62 possession, 18 shots, and it was just a no hope for Birmingham. They did try and get themselves back in it, and the only way for me that they were going to score was from a set play. And what you're going to see here, we're going to see Morrison from the set play. I mean, this is the 88th minute, so the game was dead and buried, but the header hitting the crossbar, for me, ran out of steam, and yeah, it You know, they've given themselves a good gap at the top there, Sheffield.
Yeah, Birmingham are sort of stuttering a little bit, their form at the moment, but Sheffield Wednesday, with a 3-0 win today, really put themselves in the best position to try and break in to those playoff places. Their home form is incredible. I think last season they won 16 of their home games across the whole season. They've already won more than that at this stage, this time around. They've already won, 12 out of their games so far this season.
Yeah.
They're doing fantastically well. Why is it, do you think, that their home form is improving so much?
Well, the manager, I think they've got a new manager who's a top manager, and he's starting to adapt to the league. And I think Forestieri, Reggie was talking about his first goal, that's a proper striker's goal. I would have been proud of that. It don't matter where they're going as long as they're going. But he's been a top signing for them. He scored a lot of goals. I speak to a lot of Sheffield Wednesday fans, and he's the talisman. You get him the ball, he makes things happen. I think it's probably one of the best signings that Wednesday have made for a very long time.
There's nothing more fearful when a player of his quality gets it and runs at defenders. You like it as a player when you're on his team. The fans will have seen it, it's exciting. That was his 10th this season. That's his best form so far.
And it's goals that I was talking about
that's
before.
What it's about.
It was 15 at home last season and 22 in their 12 home games so far this season. So already on a fantastic run. Now, Ipswich completed the top 6 at Christmas. Today, they welcomed Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank and Queen's Park Rangers to Portman Road.
With just 2 defeats in their last 10, Ipswich are a growing force in the promotion race, and Luke Chambers offered the visitors an early indication of what was to come. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank arrived in East Anglia, still looking for his first win in charge and without injured top scorer Charlie Austin. But in his absence, Junior Hoylett has stepped up to the plate, and having scored last weekend, it was 2-2 with a finish Austin would have enjoyed. The home side turned to top scorer Brett Pittman in search of an equaliser, and just as he has all season, he almost came up with the goods. He found a way to beat Rob Green, but the post proved a little more problematic. Mick McCarthy's side did eventually find a way back into it, and most in Portman Road will have thought it was worth the wait. In truth, Daryl Murphy made a bit of a hash of his finish, but Jonathan Douglas definitely didn't. Hasselbank and QPR must have thought they'd done enough for a point as the game slipped into injury time, but their journey home was destined to be an unhappy one. Chambers was allowed one more sight at goal, and this time he didn't miss. Ipswich have now won 3 out of 4. Hasselbank still hasn't won any yet with QPR.
Don's boss Carl Robinson reckons his team's fans are coming of age in this division. His team had won just 1 of 7 before Cardiff came to MK. Club skipper Dean Lewington's never less than committed, with Kenwyn Jones lurking behind him. There was no room for error. Anthony Pilkington's pirouette was ill-advised, and the Dons were quick to punish. The second half 5 minutes old when Carl Baker teed up former Cardiff striker Nicky Maynard. He managed just 2 league goals for the Bluebirds, neither as good as this one. His 3rd for the Dons. Cardiff have become hard to beat with just 1 loss in 5, and a point seemed theirs when Craig Noon produced a moment of brilliance 9 minutes from time. Far from building on that, it was MK Dons who found a second wind. Kyle McFadzean's header, destined for the top corner. Jones had other ideas. Cardiff took the Dons to extra time in the League Cup here back in August. On that night, Josh Murphy was the match winner. And who says lightning doesn't strike twice? The Norwich Loneys goal lifts MK Dons up a place and does nothing for Cardiff's playoff push.
Yeah, what a finish. 2 very late winners, a vital win for MK Dons and a second successive defeat for Cardiff City.
Well, Wolves were also in that playoff conversation just a few weeks ago, but they spent Christmas in 17th place. We'll see them in action in just a couple of minutes.
If you can take the middle seat, knowing the game is 175 miles away.
We live in a world once dreamed of, where science fiction is becoming science fact, where the extraordinary is the new everyday, where the future is in your hands, where life flows smoother. And with our new vaping technology, we're helping to light the way, improving performance, for a life more vivid.
This weekend, get the Daily Star Sunday for half the price. Get your jam-packed Sunday paper for all the news, all the celebs, telly and sport for only 50p. And it includes our great football pull-out results and our TV Extra magazine featuring a full New Year's TV guide. Get your Daily Star Sunday now for just 50p.
A new Star Wars adventure is about to begin.
Judge me by my size, do you?
Star Wars animated and talking soft toys. From Underground Toys.
Like Jägermeister, the moment only exists because of the craft and hard work that comes before it. Jägermeister, it runs deep.
Marathon Bet gets you closer to the action with multiple markets and consistently good odds. All on your mobile. Marathon Bet. Every bet, everywhere.
The best defense is defense. Use everything you have to protect your alliance. So, send a dozen choppers when one chopper will do. Build walls twice as high as you need. Join me and strike. Mobile Strike. Download and play now, free from the App Store.
Wednesday on Channel 5.
An author knows about human nature. I need to take care of this myself. Don't get caught.
The feature-length drama, Stephen King's Big Driver. Wednesday at 9 on Channel 5.
Hi, welcome back to Football League Tonight, where we've already seen Derby go to the top of the Sky Bet Championship.
Now, it's unlikely that Kenny Jackett had the most enjoyable of festive periods. He's admitted that Wolves aren't where they should be, but he's adamant that he knows what's wrong and that he's the man to put it right. Today, he faced a Reading side enjoying that new manager smell from Brian McDermott. Whatever that is, your commentary comes from David Prutton and Daniel Mann.
Robson Kanu, lovely link-up play, and McCleary's found a way through here. Possibilities, guided safely back. Big appeal there by Hal Robson Kanu. Iorfa intervened at the end of that Reading break, and Hal Robson Kanu was making the point to the referee that he felt that there was a handball maybe in there.
Does go awfully close, and that is handball. And you see there, the referee's got no chance of being able to judge exactly where it's hit Dominic Iorfa.
Doherty. Right back playing on the wrong side, if you like, in his last couple of games. It's a nice bit of work there by Robson Kanu, and Vidra's clear in the middle, and has to make the most of this. Oh, and McCleary denied. Well, it's a big let-off for Wolves in the end.
It's a huge let-off, and you're exactly right there, Dan. Vidra had to make the most of it. Completely all over the place, the Wolves back four. One's playing offside, everyone else has stepped up.
It's pretty breathless stuff at the moment. is Vidra. McCleary. Oh, beautifully done by McCleary! Oh! Well, everything but the finish in the end.
Well, this is the real potency that they possess going forward. It does so well to get the shot off very, very quickly, and it's the quick toe poke.
Iorfa. Just clipped by McCleary, who has incurred the referee's ire.
Yeah, it's a cynical trip.
Bart is lurking at the back. McShane is trying to get the grips with him. And it's in! An absolute delight for James Henry against his former club. Well, they've come under some pressure. They've had some scary moments at the back, but they've grabbed the lead again.
I think the fact that James Henry is pointing to his head is proof enough that he's as surprised as anyone that he's popped it with a header for Wolves. And look at his delight there. As surprised as anyone in Molineux that he's popped up with a header.
Oh, and that's going to run for a Afobe, and it's a real chance here. Oh, and what a saving challenge by Stephen Quinn. Vital, vital moment in the game.
It's the most vociferous of protests, but it's Quinn coming back to cover. He's very lucky not to give away a penalty, Stephen Quinn. And if he does get some on the ball, it's very, very minimal.
Searching ball by Henry. Oh! Well, Paul McShane's luck is in.
Let's look at Jonathan Bond's reaction. I think he assumes that it's going to roll past the post.
Quinn, Vidra. Norwood's going to hit it. Oh, and didn't he hit it? Cruel luck.
What a strike. Cardiff Came has got absolutely no chance in the Wolves' goal there.
Oliver Norwood. Trying to pick out Quinn, who will pick up the pieces there and combine nicely with Vidra. Connor Cody got back there, not for the first time today, making an important defensive intervention. Hector. Quinn. Williams. Foot on the accelerator. He's going to give it for Henry's challenge, maybe. McDonald came in afterwards. Norwood over the kick then. On the hour mark at Molineux. Oh, and it might creep all the way through. Well, it was Michael Hector coming in. In the end, all pain and no gain for him. Graham in a tight spot. He's always going to find it difficult. Ola John. Williams. Taylor. John. Trying to seek out Gunter. Find a way out again, and it may cost them. It's Blackman! Oh, and Hakimi with an anxious moment, but when he gets it on that left foot, anything can happen. Williams, the American international, looking for Sarr. Bart could be in trouble here, it's Sarr. Someone finally getting a foot through it.
Very much that time of the game where anywhere will do. Just get it out of your box.
Here's Williams. Gunter again making an offer on this near side. Blackman. Out to John. Up against Iorfa again. Getting no change out of him, albeit it has gone for a corner. Kimi getting good distance on that. Back it comes, but not into threatening territory, and Byrne can bring it away and promise here on the counter. Benicophobe, on and on he goes, but can't finish it off once and for all.
Well, into the 90th minute, it's the first time we've really seen Benicophobe in this second half. First time he's had a chance to really stretch his legs and catch Reading on the attack.
That would have eased the nerves.
We had to really work hard for that today, but having said that, it's been a poor run we've been on at home, so it's a big win for us and we're very pleased.
We thought it was a penalty, and then we've had a couple of chances, I think. But that's football, you know, that's this division, and you have to come back from a defeat, which we'll look to do against Brentford. We look forward to our next couple of games. We're playing at home, so it's going to be great to go back to Medeski. And then that game's gone now.
It's a while since we've won at Molineux, and it's a big step for the players, and getting a clean sheet after recent games is a big step as well. So we're very pleased and delighted for the players, because their effort and commitment today was very good.
So a welcome win for Kenny Jackett, which for the time being lifts the pressure a little on him.
Yes, until Monday at least. There were some tasty bottom-of-the-table clashes to go through today in the Sky Bet Championship as well. And we'll have a look at those next in a couple of minutes' time. See you then.
If you can carry on the chant, even when no one joins in.
This January on Channel 5.
This world doesn't care about you. Better to realize that now.
Monsters are coming. Monsters will cleanse the city. Blood, fire.
You will leave a mark on the city. You will spread across it like a virus.
Gotham, Rise of the Villains, starts Monday the 11th of January on Channel 5.
Sunday on Channel 5.
Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. I work out.
These lads are on the ball with the best pickup techniques.
I'm sexy and I know it.
The boys with the biggest baubles are back.
I'm sexy and I know it.
World's Strongest Man 2015 starts Sunday at 7 on Channel 5.
Experience a casino like no other, online or on mobile. Get a £10 free bonus, no deposit required, at williamhill.com/TV10. When the fun stops, stop.
At Amazon Prime Video, something amazing is going down, because now you can download movies and TV shows to your tablet or smartphone and watch them on the go at no extra cost. Download the biggest titles, including Amazon exclusives and originals. Just choose your title, click the icon, download and watch wherever you are. Stream and download with Prime Video. Try it for free today.
O futebol roubou meu coração. Por isso que eu deixei ela no altar. É tudo sobre amor ao meu time. Ele significa tudo pra mim. A minha esposa acha que eu sou doido. Você acha que eu sou um apostador? Eu escolhi um jogo ao invés de meu casamento. O que você acha?
At BetBright, we get what it means to be a real fan. Place a bet, and if it loses, you get a free bet of up to £30 at betbright.com.
Tuesday on Channel 5.
We can go live with your grandmother.
Staying with your family for the holidays.
Look what the cat dragged in.
Hope you make it out alive.
I make the rules in this house, and I execute the punishment.
Brand new Flowers in the Attic, Tuesday at 9 on Channel 5.
Hello again, welcome back to Football League tonight. We're going to switch attention now to the bottom of the Sky Bet Championship and take a look at a young player attracting attention, it seems, from some of the biggest clubs in the land.
Charlton's Ademola Lookman was playing park football just a year ago. But with 3 goals in 7 games for Charlton, he's been one of the rare bright spots in a tricky season for the Addicks. Lookman was back in the lineup today as Charlton took on fellow strugglers Bristol City at Ashton Gate. Sue Thurl has the details.
Not much in the way of festive cheer at Ashton Gate, where Bristol City haven't won on a Saturday since February. So when Nathan Baker scored in the 53rd minute of the first half, it looked like that run was coming to an end. But as chances came and went, there was always the nagging feeling that this Christmas special might not have a happy ending. Jonathan Codger, guilty of one of the worst, missing when it seemed easier to score. Potential salvation beckoned shortly afterwards when Codger won a penalty for his side. Harry Lennon penalised for the foul, which gave Marlon Pack the chance to write his name in lights. But when he too contrived to find a way to miss, you just knew that City would be made to pay. And they were, as the team with the poorest away goal-scoring record in the Football League found a late equaliser. Appropriately in Panto's season, it was the villain-turned-hero Lennon who popped up to inflict more misery on Cotterell's men, who slip into the relegation zone as a result.
We totally dominated the game, totally dominated it. We were the team that were trying to win, they were the team that were trying to not get beat.
In Boxing Day's other relegation bun fight, Bolton's big chance at Rotherham came and went early in the game. Zach Clough denied brilliantly by Lee Camp. At kick-off, there were only 4 points between these two, and at the interval, no goals. Rotherham's Danny Ward was also denied, as Ben Amos made himself a big target. But Bolton continued to make headlines for all the wrong reasons. And sure enough, there was a catastrophic field to the opening goal here. Grant Ward's shot somehow eluding Amos. Worse was to come. Back in 2009, Danny Ward made his senior debut for Bolton. That was in their Premier League days. Here he scored against the Trotters, for whom the top tier has never felt further away. For their part, Rotherham hadn't recorded a Boxing Day victory since 2008, but they're demonstrating a real resurgence under Neil Redfern. Joe Newell clinched a 4th maximum from the Millers' last 7 matches. Rotherham's biggest win since returning to the 2nd tier was confirmed by Johnson Clark Harris late on. He completed Bolton's humiliation. For their fans, it's hard to imagine a more miserable Christmas.
It was far too easy for Rotherham. Didn't compete. Defensively, we were poor, and that's not what we need at this stage of where we are.
Boxing Day football's all new for Huddersfield head coach David Wagner. No winter breaks amid the hurly-burly of the Championship. His goalkeeper Jed Steer saved brilliantly from Will Keane. And brilliant is the perfect description of the move that produced the game's breakthrough moment. Slick, incisive passing, opening up Preston. Emir Hughes' cross, converted by Naki Wells, the striker's first at home since October. When Wells hits his stride, there are few better finishers in this division, and this was one of his sharper days. Harry Bunn off the bench to be provider for the striker's 7th league goal of the season. Fortune favoured Hughes for the Terriers' 3rd. Maybe the wind claimed an assist as the ball flew in direct from the corner. As the game moved into added time, the Terriers were out of reach. Preston, though, did have Adam reach, and he pulled one back. Too late to Sal Wagner's first taste of Boxing Day, Championship style.
It's a good second half. The reaction from the team was good. I think we have had enough chances to score more than only the 3 goals. So the reaction was good. Over the first half wasn't good. So the result is okay.
Here's what all that means then. Huddersfield stay 19th. They're now only behind Fulham, though, on goal difference. Bolton, looking ugly, isn't it? Still, they stay bottom of the table, 5 points adrift now of Charlton. Bristol City drop into the relegation zone, while that 4-0 win from Rotherham sees them climb out of it.
And at the other end of the table, we know Derby are now top. They're a point above Middlesbrough, who had their game postponed today. Hull up to 3rd, Brighton dropped to 4th. Burnley now 6 points behind the Seagulls, and Ipswich occupied the final playoff spot.
Right, we've got Leagues 1 and 2 still to come. Plenty more from Michael and maybe a little bit of Clinton as well.
First, though, if you know your name, it's your chance to enter our competition.
We all know that at times our Sky Bet Football League teams can make us sweat. Well, how do you fancy kicking off the new year with a chance to win a football experience that will really get the heart racing, courtesy of XL Bubble Football? Well, here's your chance to do just that. You and 9 mates could be kitted out in bubble suits, ready to enjoy an hour's game time, with the chance to put your ball skills to the test at a UK venue near you. And that's not all. We'll also throw in £500 for some post-match celebrations. So if this sounds like a chance that you can't miss, text FOOTBALL to 65515 or post your name and phone number to Football10, PO Box 7557, Derby, DE1 0NP. Entrance must be 18 or over. Dates subject to availability. Text costs £1.50 plus 1 message at standard network rate. Lines close at midday on the date shown on screen and 3 days later for postal entries. The rules, go to channel5.com/win. Good luck.
If you can stay strong, even when you've been stitched up.
We're sure you're very happy with that new pair of socks, but just in case you need even more excitement this Christmas, you could win up to £100,000 with tonight's Health Lottery draw. There have been over 5.7 million winners so far, including 2 lucky players last week who won £10,000 each. Money raised this week is benefiting health-related good causes in Cheshire through Health Reward. Now, let's find out tonight's results. The first number out tonight, 3. Your second ball. 49. The third number out is 27. And the fourth ball, 48. And the jackpot ball for up to £100,000. 25. And 38 is your bonus ball. Remember, you can play the Health Lottery in-store or online. And if you ever miss a draw, you can check the winning numbers in the Daily Star, Daily Express, The Sun and The Mirror. Play the Health Lottery. Play online now. Buy your ticket today.
This Perfect Android app's great. Look at that. Simple. Done. So, what should we do for the rest of the ad?
Hey, do you remember when we used to go down that betting shop?
I'm on my break.
Those little free pens were good, though, weren't they?
Today we will rise, and the world will be ours. Beyond dusk and dawn.
Right, now everybody be cool. You be cool.
I'm looking for a couple brothers named Gecko.
Good morning, sweetheart. $13 million, Carlos. Trust your brother.
He sees things you don't. I'll stop before hell.
The series premiere of From Dusk Till Dawn, Monday, 4th of January on Spike.
Tell you what I'd like to drink. You.
Monday on Channel 5, The Man.
The major thing about Sinatra was this absolute emotional honesty.
The Women.
By the time they got married, the relationship was already over.
And the music.
I have got you under my skin.
Frank Sinatra at 100. Monday from 9 on Channel 5.
Wednesday on Channel 5.
I'm often asked if I draw my characters from real life. An author knows about human nature. I need to take care of this myself. But I have to.
There is one caveat. Don't get caught.
The feature-length drama, Stephen King's Big Driver. Wednesday at 9 on Channel 5.
Welcome back to Football League tonight on Channel 5. We're going to look now at Sky Bet League 1, and we have new leaders today. It was a good day actually for away sides, but there were a number of games postponed because of the weather. This was the scene at Bury today, absolutely unplayable. At Rochdale, not playable either. Although Crewe's David Fox, there he is. He was still very much up for it today, channeling his inner Adam Peaty. Confirmation of the 5 games postponed. There they are, all up in the north-northwest. Blackpool, Bradford, Bury, Rochdale and Wigan. Now, in last Saturday's programme, there was a reference to Blackpool players not being paid. This is, of course, not the case, and we would like to apologise, therefore, for that error.
We're going to begin our look at the action that did take place today with the 2 ages of Swindon Town. Before Ling, struggling, and after Ling, sparkling. Swindon only had 13 points from 16 games when Martin Ling took over back at the start of November. They hadn't won in 11, but since then they've picked up 15 points in 6 games. They've won 4 in a row, and today they took on promotion hopefuls Gillingham at the County Ground.
Martin Ling reckons Swindon's resurgence is all about heart. No question the Robins fans are loving the start he's made as manager. He'd won all 3 home games in charge, and this one began well too. Jonathan Obika for a lead that was short-lived. Within 90 seconds, Gillingham had parity, and Bradley Dack had another goal. He's enjoying a career-best scoring season. That was number 10 in the league. Gillingham won here back in March. Jake Hessenthaler scored that night and collected his 3rd league goal this season, 10 minutes before half-time. We're days away from the transfer window opening. Breaking news, Swindon, it seems, have found their fox in the box. A few days early. Any Swindon smiles wiped away in the second half, though. Gill's right-back Ryan Jackson's no regular scorer. This beauty just his 2nd for the club and 2nd in the Football League. Ling's unbeaten home record with Swindon came crashing to an end as defender Rafael Rossi Branco went thundering into Rory Donnelly, prompting a 2nd yellow card from referee Fred Graham. And the referee took centre stage again, handing Gillingham a penalty. Surely Dack would profit once more. He'd already scored 3 times from the spot this season. Lawrence Vigouroux had other ideas. Gillingham 3rd, the best of the rest outside the automatic places.
We came here to obviously try and emulate what we did last week, and I have to say we did it to 100% what the gaffer asked, and we came here to win the game, and yeah, we put on a performance for the fans and for ourselves, and no, it was a good win.
This week, Vale skipper Carl Dickinson told negative fans to shut up. And Merry Christmas to you too, Carl. In fairness, at Coventry, AJ Leach-Smith was the width of the post away from silencing the Boo Boys. The Sky Blues weren't at their best here, and things became increasingly desperate as time went on. A tussle between Jacob Murphy and Ben Perkis had fans and players howling for a penalty. It didn't come. They need not have worried. Substitute James Maddison won it late on. A spectacular strike from the teenager who dedicated it to the Sky Blues medical staff, who got him back from a fractured ankle way ahead of schedule.
It's good to win a football match where you didn't particularly play well. The last home game we lost a 93rd minute goal and dropped 2 points. Today we got a late winner, which feels sweet at the moment.
Walsall were looking to go top of the table but found Millwall in sprightly form, although if the Lions are to win promotion they'll have to be more ruthless in front of goal. Steve Morrison's miss meant heads in hands all round. It was compounded by a misjudgment from Sid Nelson, which was to prove costly. It allowed Milan Lalkovic to show his quality with goal number 7 of the campaign. While Walsall continue to go from strength to strength under new boss Sean O'Driscoll, they also need a little good fortune as well. It arrived courtesy of the woodwork to deny Aidan O'Brien and propel the Saddlers to the top of the pile.
Yeah, great results again for Sean O'Driscoll. Helped a little bit by that wayward finishing. He won promotion, remember, with Bournemouth and Doncaster as well this season. Could it be again? And now with Walsall, their unbeaten start under him continues.
Now, Kevin Keane was appointed the new manager at Colchester this week, although, unlike O'Driscoll, he was looking to turn round a club who find themselves in serious trouble after losing 7 on the spin. Keane started with the Essex derby this afternoon at home against Southend.
With Colchester languishing at the bottom of the table, Kevin Keane might have preferred an easier start. Southend were looking to stretch their unbeaten league run to 8 games and had the best chance in the early exchanges. Former youth striker David Mooney's deflected shot needed tipping onto the bar by Elliot Parish. With both sets of fans in fine voice, it was Southend with more to cheer in the second half when another former youth man, John White, came back to haunt his old side. The Southend captain's superb volley giving him his first league goal of the season. Only one team in Essex with a chance from the away end. The new Colchester boss will be disappointed with the manner of the second goal. Birthday boy Noel Hunt robbed George Elokobi of the ball and played in strike partner Mooney, who finished for his 6th goal of the season. Elokobi had a chance to spare his blushes with a header in injury time, but was denied by Daniel Bentley. Southend's march continues. They also have the bragging rights in Essex.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be a really tough job for Kevin Keane at Colchester. But Phil Brown's Southend are now unbeaten in 8 and a real threat to the playoff positions.
Well, it was a busy old Christmas, wasn't it, for Danny Wilson? Any thoughts of a nice, quiet day with the family went out the window as he was announced the new boss of Chesterfield on Christmas Eve. And a bit of early support, too, from one of his former players. There he is, Charlie Austin, sending his best to the man that gave him his first opportunity. Well, Chesterfield were away at Peterborough today.
30 or 40 names were considered before Danny Wilson aced the Chesterfield job interview. He had a watching brief for this one and saw Peterborough's Marcus Maddison run the show in the first half. Having already hit the bar, Maddison then created the opening goal for Posh, expertly picking out Connor Washington, for whom the flag stayed down. Elsewhere, Erhan Öztürk was his usual bag of tricks, as Peterborough made it 8 wins out of 11 since handing manager Graham Westley the job. That's the sort of impact Chesterfield are after with their new man. But if the Spyrites are to go on that kind of run, it'll start Monday at the earliest. Washington condemned them to a 7th consecutive defeat, Chesterfield's worst run since 1988.
Yeah, Peterborough absolutely flying, not really where you want to start, and it proved difficult as well today for him.
Darren Ferguson has made a solid start to life at Doncaster. He's won 5 of his 10 games in charge and he's unbeaten in 4. Rovers welcome Scunthorpe to the Keepmoat Stadium today.
Feeling sluggish on Boxing Day? Lethargic? Yeah, so were Doncaster. Were it not for Craig Alcock's flying defensive header, Scunthorpe would have taken the lead even earlier than they did. Only 20 minutes were showing when a leaden-footed Donny defence allowed the reliable Paddy Madden in for the Irons opener. A long overdue 14th goal of the season for him. Darren Ferguson reckons that Rovers' languid start cost them the match. Only Nathan Tyson came close before the break. By the time Donny eventually found their feet, it was the classic case of too little and much too late. Danny and Gesson off target with time starting to run out. And although his fellow substitute Cameron Stewart rattled the frame of the goal, Scunthorpe were good value for a 3rd away win out of 5. It's a victory that takes them above their hosts in the table.
Struggling Shrewsbury hit the ground running, with Jordan Clark making early inroads after just 6 minutes, but his burst of skill and pace gave way to a comedy of errors before Clark finished what he'd started to give Mickey Mellon the upper hand against his former club. Fleetwood, in truth, were a little more direct in their approach, and David Ball had one of those chances strikers can only dream about, but the dream turned into a nightmare thanks to Mark Halstead. The same pair were to have their own private duel throughout the contest as Ball again tried his luck. But Halstead was having one of those inspired afternoons and the Shrews lead survived. A combination of the wind and Nathan Pond then caused chaos in home ranks, but somehow their defence remained intact. Fleetwood, though, are a patient bunch, and not for the first time this season they came up with an important late goal. Ashley Hunter showing the way to beat Holstead and earn a valuable point for his side.
So that draw means that both Shrewsbury and Fleetwood move up a place at the expense of Chesterfield. Colchester are still League One's bottom side after their 8th straight defeat. Crewe, Oldham and Barnsley all had their games postponed today, so they stay right where they are, in the relegation zone.
Here we go at the right end of the table. Walsall taking advantage of Burton's match being called off to go top, albeit on goal difference. Gillingham a point behind in third and Coventry a fourth, now a further 6 points back. It's Peterborough and Wigan who complete those playoff places.
OK, on to League Two now, where there were 4 games postponed this afternoon, 4 straight red cards in the games that did go ahead, and one chairman celebrating on the pitch. We will reveal all a little later.
Yeah, very entertaining, that one. Now, Plymouth topped the pile at Christmas after a terrific start to life under Derek Adams. Reports this week, too, suggested they might look to strengthen in the January window by adding Notts County's former England star. There he is, Alan Smith. Not quite the clean-cut teammate that Michael Bridges may remember from Leeds United. Well, today they faced West Country rivals Yeovil at home park.
Caretaker boss Darren Way is keen to take over on a permanent basis at Yeovil. A victory would have helped, but Matt Dolan was denied by the crossbar. Plymouth have picked up just 1 point from their last 3 games at home park. They were gifted 3 points by Yeovil keeper Chris Wheel, who pushed Craig Tanner's strike to Ryan Brunt, leaving Derek Adams to praise his match winner.
It was good to see him, get a goal. His play deserved a goal. It was a great strike from Craig Tanner, but, any good striker follows it up.
There'll be no stone unturned. I'll go home, I'll analyse, I'll dissect the game. We'll come up with a game plan then to beat Oxford, so we keep going.
2 red cards and 5 goals in this one. It was the travelling fans celebrating after just 4 minutes. Gareth Evans making it 3 goals in 3 games. Adam Webster only had himself and his first touch to blame for getting into this situation where he had to hold down Joby McAnuff. It was a double punishment. He saw red and Jay Simpson made it 1-1 with his 17th of the season. Orient made the one-man advantage count when Ollie Palmer met Cole Kepakawa's cross from the halfway line, sparking a rather bizarre celebration. But it was soon tennis side Matthew Bowdry was full of tricks, but he felt he'd been fouled 1 time too many. His reaction left referee Graham Horwood no option but to show the 2nd red card of the game. Bowdry had been fouled though, and from the free kick Orient made it 3-1. Palmer scoring his 2nd of the game. Cue another celeb. This time he was booked. With 25 minutes to go, Gareth Evans scored his 2nd of the game, and with 10 against 10, it looked as though the comeback could be on. But it was the home side who came closest to adding to the goals. John Marquis denied first by a combination of Brian Murphy and post, and then Ender Stevens. Orient move up to 9th.
To be fair to them, you say once we got Matty got sent off, and then as you say we went 3-1 up, and then they got one back, and they were better than us. I've got to say we were 10 men against 10 men, and they were the better team.
The last time Oxford beat Exeter at home, the Star Wars sequel on everyone's lips was The Empire Strikes Back. In 2015, it's Oxford's promotion hopes that have been given a reboot. Plenty of force behind John Lundstrom's 2nd half strike. A blockbuster of a goal that had the U's on the way to victory. It's proving box office gold for Michael Appleton's team. Oxford's biggest crowd for 2 years saw fullback George Baldock make it 2. And to make matters worse for Exeter, Oxford's 3rd came from Liam Sercombe. After 8 seasons with the Grecians, he departed this past summer. Judging by the lack of celebration after his goal, it seems there's still plenty of mutual respect between them. And talking of mutual respect, knowing full well that he was on Football League Tonight this evening, Clinton Morrison tried to wow us all with a fancy finish late on. Here it is. Better luck next time, Clinton. Oxford, by the way, they're up to 2nd.
All right, then, well, let's start, Clinton, with the good news for you, at least, if not for the team, and that shot. Although you're claiming deflection.
Yeah, it looked like it got a deflection. Nah, to be fair, I should have done better. The ball came into me. It was
last minute, I took a good touch and it didn't get full contact on it, and it just hit my shin and went over. It weren't like the contact I made at Stevenage, so it was one of those things. I think the game was over by then, but I am a bit disappointed in that.
A bit disappointed in that, and managing to get in the goal that you did score that was like that as Stevenage,
yeah, exactly.
Right? You're doing it
so
at the same time,
it,
just saving a bit of face. But look, at a 3-0 defeat at Oxford today, what do you think went wrong?
Disappointing. I think the first 60 minutes we did well, and first half I think we were the better team. We played some good football, but as you say in football, when you're on top, you've got to take your chances, and we didn't take our chances. But there's a lot of positives to come out of it, but then Oxford turned it on second half and scored 3 good goals. Yeah, absolutely. And you've played against the top 4 sides now. Who stands out for you? Well, Oxford were very good today, but as I said, we've matched them. We beat Portsmouth and we beat Plymouth, but Northampton are good. I think all the 4 teams are very good up there, but if I had to choose one, I'd probably say Plymouth are a very good team and up there. And obviously with the guy up front, Ruben Reed, I think he's the best striker in the division. I think when Plymouth don't have him, I think they struggle. I think when he's in the team, I think he's very good at what he does. His all-round game's very good, and he scores goals. Does it always follow that the best teams in the division are going to be playing for the teams at the top of that division? Yeah, I think, the best players will play for the best teams in the division, because Northampton got a lot of good players, Oxford there. But as I said, we're a good team, because we beat 2 of them. We beat Plymouth, and we beat, who's the other team up there? And we beat Portsmouth. Yeah. So we beat 2 of the best teams up there. So we've got good players on our days, so we've just got to keep going, and I think come the end of the season, I think we'll be there or thereabouts. Sounds good. Sounds positive for Exeter fans, Clinton. Yeah, definitely. Now, we've got more from League 2, including news of another managerial change in just a couple of minutes, after another chance to round off your Christmas by winning our competition.
Remember, there's still time to enter our competition to win a bubble football experience for 10 people, courtesy of XL Bubble Football, as well as £500 cash to treat yourself and your teammates. So for your chance to win, text FOOTBALL to 65515 or post your name and phone number to Football10, PO Box 7557, Derby, DE1 0NP. Entrants must be 18 or over, dates subject to availability. For rules, go to channel5.com/win.
If you can take the middle seat, knowing the game is 175 miles away.
Sunday on Channel 5.
It was black and white, wasn't it, that he'd done wrong?
The stories
shocked a nation.
That everyone
shocked the world, in fact, actually.
We're talking about.
Zayn leaving this soon?
Oh, shocking.
Most shocking celebrity moments 2015. Sunday at 9 on Channel 5.
Sunday on Channel 5.
Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. I work out.
These lads are on the ball with the best pickup techniques.
I'm sexy and I know it.
The boys with the biggest baubles are back.
I'm sexy and I know it.
World's Strongest Man 2015 starts Sunday at 7 on Channel 5.
888 Sport now gives you treble the odds on your first bet. Yes, treble the odds. Bet up to £10. Get 3 times the odds and 3 times the winnings. It's as simple as app, tap, bet. Any sport, any odds. Only 888 trebles the odds. So bet now. 888 Sport. Bet you can.
This January on Channel 5.
This world doesn't care about you. Better to realize that now.
Monsters are coming. Monsters will cleanse the city. Blood and fire.
We will leave a mark on the city. Spread across like a virus.
Gotham, Rise of the Villains starts Monday the 11th of January on Channel 5.
Welcome back to Football League tonight, where a number of games, unfortunately, have been affected by the weather today. In League 2, 4 postponements. Here they are. Accrington versus Carlisle, Morecambe against Mansfield, Hartlepool, Notts County and York Northampton all off. Here's the scene today at Accrington. Just about unplayable, you would say. Horrible, the situation there. But controversy actually surrounded this fixture, and also the subject, I guess, in general of postponed games. Here's what John Coleman had to say this week on the subject of Carlisle playing games at a neutral venue because of the severe flooding at Brunton Park. My main point over this whole affair, he says, is that it's now potluck over whether a team plays Carlisle as an away fixture or on a neutral ground. How can this be fair? The main benefactors, he goes on, from this whole situation are the possible handful of teams that will not have to face Carlisle United on their home pitch. Michael Bridges with us tonight. Very delicate situation given the awful events in Carlisle and the sympathies which there have been with the club, and all the club have done as well to help out. But looking at those comments, does he have a point?
I can understand where he's coming from, because the teams aren't having to go to Brunton Park and play against Carlisle United, so they're away games. But at the end of the day, there's no thought process behind what he's actually saying, because Carlisle now have to play every match away from home. Their home form, yes, is tremendous. They will not want to be playing away from home. So again, that, what you call the upper hand, goes away from them.
Yeah, but isn't his point about the away teams? It's not fair because some teams won't have to go to Brunton Park, so that's unfair on the teams that have already gone and played them there.
Well, you should go to the ground and have a look and see what the situation is there, because it's an absolute disaster. What's happening in that area is, you know, they've been flooded. I mean, the water's at the crossbar. We've seen that. It's devastating. It's hurt the community. It's hurt the players. They can't train there. Now, I'm taking my bias hat off here because I'm a big fan of Carlisle. I've played there. But I just can't understand why Coleman's come out with this, because he'll have upset a lot of people. There's people who are not in their homes up that way. The players have gone out and got together and helped the people in the area. So one thing that it is happening, 10 years ago it happened to Carlisle again, just after I went there. What I noticed, that the community came together, the players came together, and that got us success in the region and really helped us get promotion that season. So we just added fuel to the fire here to get Carlisle in it and give them inspiration. And yes, away teams are going to have to play them, but for me, I'd be saying, I don't want to go to Carlisle and play them at home. I'd be seeing it as an advantage to play Carlisle away. So
well, they won 4 of the last 5 at home.
Yeah,
you had a great spell. I think you scored, looking at the records, about a 50% ratio, one in every 2 games.
Don't put us through that.
I think you had a decent record there. How big is home advantage to someone like Carlisle?
Home advantage is huge, and there's no doubt about it. And that is what the key to their success. Curl has got the players playing really well. He's got the fans behind them, and like I say, what's happened is devastating to the area and to the region. But believe you me, this will bring them together. It's not a good flood, it's not a bad flood, it's a tragic flood. But again, everybody comes together in the form that they're shown. They're just above Accrington, so I know what Coleman's trying to do. But if I'm Keith Curl, I'm looking, thinking, we've got this guy under pressure. He's worried. We're in the place above them. Okay. He's coming up with excuses. So for me, just, you know, what he's saying is rubbish.
All right, Michael. Kelly, what on earth are we doing next?
We're going on to Luton Town, who parted company with John Still last week. Now, they're currently considering candidates to replace him. One of them is reportedly former player John Hartson. But the favourite is former England goalkeeper David James. Second favourite Andy Orford remained in temporary charge for today's game against Wycombe.
After last week's injury time winner at Exeter, Andy Orford kept the Hatters unchanged for his second game at the helm. But after some nice approach play early on, he'd have wanted the scorer of that goal, Paul Benson, to do better than a weak header at the back post. Gareth Ainsworth's side started the day 2 points outside the playoff places and went ahead when former Luton midfielder Michael Harriman skipped down the right. Scott Cuthbert's error gave Gary Thompson an easy tap-in. He's now Wycombe's top scorer with 6 goals. Luton picked themselves up in front of their highest attendance of the season so far, but Ollie Lee failed to find the equaliser with his long-range volley. Wycombe had only lost 1 game from their last 10 before today and made sure of the 3 points on 66 minutes. Thompson the provider this time. His cross met the head of unmarked striker Paul Hayes, condemning Luton to their 3rd straight home defeat. Wycombe, though, continue their momentum into Monday's home game against Crawley.
Crawley prepared for that game with some Route 1 stuff as keeper Callum Preston looked to claim an assist, but his opposite number Chris Day was alert to the danger. It took until the second half for Crawley to open the scoring, Guion Edwards taking over after Stevenage failed to clear Lewis Young's long throw-in. The goal sparked the game into life, and Charlie Lee's persistence eventually paid off when he was fouled by Josh Yorworth. Referee Michael Bull pointed to the spot. That left Michael Tong to level things up from 12 yards, and with just minutes remaining, that should have rescued a point. But Rory Deacon put Crawley back in front in the dying seconds of the game and clearly enjoyed scoring against his old side.
There was a minute's applause ahead of AFC Wimbledon's meeting with Bristol Rovers after the passing of Don Howe, who was the first-team coach when Wimbledon won the FA Cup in 1988. They could have used his tactical nous after the first 4 minutes of this game. Neil Ardley's side found themselves down to 10 men when Ellis Harrison was brought down by Don's captain Paul Robinson. Referee Keith Hill didn't hesitate in showing a straight red card for a professional foul, despite Robinson appearing to get a foot on the ball. Bristol Rovers struggled to capitalise on the advantage. Tom Lockyer failed to turn in Lee Brown's free kick in a game of few chances. Wimbledon haven't won since the end of October, but dug in for a hard-earned point. Rory Gaffney played in Billy Bodin, but the goal went begging. A goalless draw, though, still extends Rovers' unbeaten run to 5.
Great win that for Crawley. Stevenage going into that game, they were unbeaten in 6.
Yeah, and Dagenham and Redbridge became the 6th League Two club to make a managerial change this season. They parted company with Wayne Burnett earlier this week. Darren Curry and Wayne Hackett were in charge today as they took on Cambridge.
The new men in charge for Dagenham look to have at least increased confidence in front of goal, and the home side edged the first half, Io Oberlai creating the best chance. Cambridge boss Sean Derry made a change just after the break, bringing on Robbie Simpson, and he made an immediate impression, scoring with his very first touch just 60 seconds after coming on the pitch, meeting Luke Berry's cross with a powerful header. With his confidence up and looking to further remind his manager what he'd been missing during the first half, Simpson took charge of a set piece and made it 2-0. Dagenham have picked up an unwanted home record this season, going 11 games without a league win. They've also failed to win in 3 cup ties at Victoria Road. The long-suffering fans probably saw this one coming, and having scored 2, Simpson then turned provider for Barry Corr. For the 3rd league game in a row, Dagenham concede 3 and drop to the bottom of League 2.
Barnet and Newport met each other for the first time in the Football League, with the Bees looking to avenge their FA Cup defeat to the Exiles at the beginning of December. Luke Gambin's long-range effort was Joe Day's first test of the afternoon. A mix-up in the box then gave Barnet's Aaron McLean a chance on goal. But Day was up to the task again. It took a second-half penalty to beat the Newport keeper. McLean threw on goal, trying to stay on his feet, but referee Tim Robinson blew for a foul by Mehdi Alito and sent the winger off. John Akinde stepped up for the spot kick, and you won't see a cooler customer than this all season. Barnet were looking for back-to-back wins for the first time since October and secured all 3 points through Akinde again. He got the better of Day, his error leaving the striker to net his 10th of the season to move Barnet up to 17th.
That win for Barnet sees the side move up to 17th. Newport stay 20th. Dagenham and Redbridge bottom of the table still after losing today. They remain behind Yeovil. On goal difference, York, whose match was called off, stay 2 clear of the drop zone.
At the top, Plymouth are now 2 points clear after beating Yeovil. Oxford up to 2nd, and Northampton, who had their game postponed, dropped to 3rd. Portsmouth stay 4th, while Bristol Rovers, Wickham and Carlisle are all 3 points further back.
Right, big thanks to Michael Bridges and, of course, Clinton Morrison for joining us on Football on 5 tonight. Your contract, is that up? Are you out of a job? Are you going to be knocking on our door again? What's the situation?
Yeah, you might have to give me a job. I could be going down to the door.
You want to carry on playing, though, right?
I want to carry on playing. It runs till the end of January, so we're in the middle of talking now and see what happens. If I keep missing chances like that, I don't think they'll sign me.
So if you can basically start getting overheads not off your shin...
Exactly. Then I might have a job. I might. But if not, if I keep missing like that, then I'll have to be coming to see you for a job.
Well, we'd like to see you carry on playing, but if not, you're always welcome.
Thank you very much.
Now, don't forget that we are back on Monday for the Christmas late shift. We'll be on at midnight for that one, and then back to our usual 9 p.m. slot. That's for the first show of 2016, and that's a week today on Saturday the 2nd. But we are going to leave you tonight with our very favourite celebration of the day. This is one that's worth catching. Leyton Orient's win over Portsmouth prompted their chairman, Francesco Becchetti, to go absolutely Boxing Day bonkers. Very happy Christmas to you for the last time. Good night.
Good night.